Hi everyone. Today in this video, let us discuss one of the drug, Acamprosate. What is this drug, Acamprosate? This drug is chemically organosulfonic acid, where sulfonic acid group is attached to an organic chain, and this drug is given as a calcium salt where it forms a dimer with calcium. And this Acamprosate is structurally related to homotaurin, which is having a structure like this. This homotaurin is modified to produce Acamprosate. This drug is indicated for the management of alcohol abstinence, where this drug can control the intake of alcohol after intentional stopping of the intake. And this Acamprosate is also structurally related with one of the neurotransmitter within the CNS. In this homotaurin, we can observe this is the alpha carbon, this is beta, and this is gamma. Since Acamprosate is a derivative of homotaurin, it is also structurally related with one of the neurotransmitter GABA, which is the gamma aminobutyric acid. Instead of carboxylic acid, now this drug is having the sulfonic acid, and at the gamma portion it is having the amine group, which is modified to produce Acamprosate. So Acamprosate is a structural analog of GABA. So in the early days, it was thought that Acamprosate can modify the GABA transmission within the CNS, thereby it can reduce the alcohol abstinence. But interestingly, this drug acts by different mechanisms. Still, the exact mechanism is unknown. Instead, this drug can modify the transmission of NMDA receptors. So today in this video, we are going to see how this drug acts, what are the important precautions, side effects, doses. All these things we will discuss in this video. One of the advantages of Acamprosate is that this drug reduces the craving for the alcohol. That's why this drug is also considered as anti-craving drug, and it can reduce the psychological withdrawal symptoms associated with alcohol withdrawal. Similarly, this drug is not acting like disulfiram, so disulfiram-like effects are not observed with Acamprosate. Disulfiram is another drug which reduces the metabolism of alcohol, thereby produce the aversion towards the intake of alcohol. So with use of disulfiram, people may observe severe nausea and headache with intake of alcohol, which reduce the further intake, which are not easily tolerated by many of the people. But Acamprosate is not acting like disulfiram. Still, it reduces the craving for intake of alcohol by modifying the neurotransmission within the CNS. So now let us see the chemical nature of this drug. This is the simple structure of Acamprosate as a monomer. Here we can observe the sulfonic acid. Let us give the numbering. This is 1, 2, 3. Now at the third position, amine group is attached, which is acylated. Since 3 carbons are there, we can write the suffix as propane 1 sulfonic acid. And at the third position, it is having the acetyl amino group, which can be considered as 3-acetamido. So simply 3-acetamido propane 1 sulfonic acid is the Acamprosate monomer, which forms a dimer with calcium salt. And it is a structural analog of homotaurin, and it is also related with one of the neurotransmitter GABA. Now let us see the precautions of this drug. One of the important precautions of Acamprosate is that this drug is excreted through the renal system. So in the healthy people, it is normally excreted, but in the patients with renal impairment, this Acamprosate is not completely excreted, which results in the accumulation of its levels within the plasma. This results in some toxic effects. That's why in those patients with any renal impairment, the dosage should be adjusted in order to reduce central side effects of this drug. So in those patients with creatinine clearance in the range between 30 to 50 ml per minute, the dose of the drug should be reduced at least to half of the dose. And when this creatinine clearance is less than 30 ml per minute, which indicates severe renal impairment, in such patients, Acamprosate is strictly contraindicated as it produces severe central side effects. Similarly, another important precaution is that this Acamprosate may produce depression within the patients. So depressive symptoms are increased with chronic use of Acamprosate, which may increase the suicidal tendency within the patients. So with use of Acamprosate, any development of depressive symptoms, mood changes should be closely monitored. And in such situations, this drug should be withdrawn in order to reduce suicidal initiation. And this is commonly observed with those people who are alcohol dependent. So when this acamprosate is indicated for chronic alcohol dependent patients, the mood changes may be observed, which should be closely monitored. Now let us see how this drug acts. Within the CNS, neurotransmission is mediated by various types of mediators. Glutamate is one of the excitatory mediator and GABA is the inhibitory mediator. There is a sensitive balance between this glutamate as well as GABA. With chronic use of alcohol, this sensitive balance is going to be modified such that it leads to withdrawal symptoms. Now, with use of acamprosate, which modifies neurotransmission within the CNS, again this balance is going to be restored, thereby the symptoms associated with abstinence syndrome can be reduced. Even the exact mechanism by which this acamprosate acts is still unknown, but this drug mainly acts on NMDA transmission. So within the CNS, glutamate plays an important role in the hypothalamus and cortex. On the postsynaptic neurons, NMDA receptors are expressed, which are associated with sodium as well as calcium channels. Normally, under resting conditions, these NMDA receptors are blocked by magnesium. So there is a magnesium binding site which blocks the entry of sodium as well as calcium. Now, when action potential reaches to the presynaptic nerve terminal, calcium can enter, resulting in the exocytosis and release of glutamate. This glutamate acts on NMDA receptors, leading to removal of magnesium and opening of the ion channels. Now, sodium can enter as well as calcium can enter, resulting in excitation, and this excitation results in the development of withdrawal syndrome in the alcohol-dependent patients. Acamprosate can modify this neurotransmission. It can act in different ways. One of the binding site is the polyamine binding site. This drug can bind to this polyamine binding site, thereby it can reduce the transmission of glutamate, which reduce the withdrawal symptoms associated with alcohol withdrawal. In this way, acamprosate modifies neurotransmission within the CNS, which mainly affects NMDA receptors. Now let us see the side effects of this drug. One of the important side effects is the diarrhea, which is commonly observed with many of the patients, and it can also produce depression, particularly those who are highly alcohol dependent. And even this drug may develop the anxiety, nausea, but it is not that much significant as disulfiram. And other side effects mainly include asthenia, lack of energy, and insomnia, lack of sleep. It can also produce dry mouth, sweating, and pruritus as other side effects. How it is given? This drug is available as delayed release tablet. It is available at a strength of 333 mg. The dose of this drug is 666 mg given 3 times daily. Since each delayed release tablet is 333 mg, 2 tablets can be given, which are taken 3 times a day. So total 6 tablets are going to be consumed in order to reduce the alcohol abstinence syndrome. But in the patients with creatinine clearance in between 30 to 50 ml per minute, the dose of the drug should be reduced. In such patients, half of the dose is given, that is 333 mg given 3 times daily. So that's all about this drug, acamprosate. Even the exact mechanism is unknown. It mainly modifies glutamatergic transmission, and it can also bind to presynaptic GABA B receptors, which also reduce the symptoms associated with alcohol withdrawal. Development of depressive symptoms is the important precaution that should be considered, and in those patients with renal impairment, the dose of the drug should be reduced. So that's for today. Hope you have enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends, post your comments in the comment box. Thank you for watching this video.